Lease the 2014 CT 200H for $299 a month for 27 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Now that's progressive.
22 minutes past the hour, and jury selection is underway now in the murder trial of an Army veteran who told police she shot and killed her own teenage son and daughter because they were, as she put it, mouthy and misbehaving. Prosecutors in Tampa say the mother planned it all out days in advance. Police say she bought a handgun less than a week before the shootings and complained in a letter that the 3-day waiting period could delay the massacre. This happened in 2011. The woman appeared to shake uncontrollably in the arms of police after her arrest. Prosecutors say she killed her 13-year-old son while driving him to soccer practice. They say she then drove home, parked the van in the garage, and shot her 16-year-old daughter twice in the head as she was at her computer doing homework. Cops say when they arrived at the scene, they found the mother unconscious in a backyard pool area. They say she appeared intoxicated and that her bathrobe and hands were covered in dried blood. Her then husband, an Army colonel himself, was serving in Qatar at the time. He has been in court for the proceedings. Today he wore a bracelet with his children's names on it. Meantime, the woman's lawyers say they are planning an insanity defense. Our Leah Gabriel is here with more. What happened in court today?
Well, Shep, today was day 2 of jury selection, and the challenge in court seems to be finding members of the jury who can be objective about this case. Now, in court today, Julie Schenecker appeared calm as she took notes, but images of her have been seen in television, in magazines, and in newspapers since her arrest back in 2011. Well, yesterday, prospective jurors were asked to stand if they had ever heard about this case before this week, and when that happened, nearly 9 out of 10 of them stood up. Listen to an exchange with one of them today.
Have you formed a fixed and definite opinion about Ms. Schenecker's guilt or innocence?
From me being a parent, a parental view, yes, I have.
And what is that opinion?
Guilty.
Is that something that you would be unable to set aside in this case?
Probably.
Okay.
I've got children.
Well, according to the Tampa Bay Times, out of 50 potential jurors yesterday, 20 of them were dismissed. And Shep, they're saying that 50 more were added today, and even more may be summoned to try to find someone who can be objective.
You can see the framework of a defense strategy pretty clearly here. What more do we know about it?
What we know, Shep, is that the defense strategy is going to be to try to prove that she's not guilty by reason of insanity. Now, part of the reason that prosecutors have not gone after the death penalty in this case is because she has a history of mental illness. According to the Associated Press, she's been diagnosed with things like depression and bipolar disorder dating back to the 1990s. Well, a former prosecutor I spoke with tells me that the burden in Florida will be on the defense to prove that she was insane when she committed this act.
The question in this case isn't whether or not she shot and killed her children, and the question isn't whether or not she has some kind of mental disorder. She clearly does. The question is, does that mental disorder rise to the level of a legally viable insanity defense? And there's a high burden for that, especially in the state of Florida, for the defense to meet.
Now, he also told me that while in some states the burden would actually be on the prosecution to prove that the accused was not legally insane, in Florida, Shep, her defense will have to prove that she was so mentally ill that she either didn't understand what she was doing was wrong or that she just didn't understand the consequences of her actions.
All right, Leah Gabriel, we'll watch it. Thanks a lot. Now a case we've been watching around here for a couple of weeks. It's one of a man charged with murdering 2 teenagers after they broke into his home. He claims it was self-defense, but he admits that he kept firing